Hello YouTube, this is Untitled Steve, welcoming you back to our second episode in the very first franchise zoo I'm ever making in Planet Zoo. As you might remember from the first episode, we put in a very basic guest area at the entrance of our zoo and a nice little warthog display. You can see it's going pretty well. We've already got our first couple of piglets running around, being very happy. The guests are happy too, for the most part, to the point that we're actually starting to make money again. You might remember that we were a little over $9,000 at the end, and we're getting enough donations and cash in from our gift shops and stuff that we've hit 1,100. So we're going to go ahead and start another exhibit. Probably going to be a smaller one, and if we have enough cash left, I'd also like to kind of fancy up both the zookeeper area and our basic guest area. But we're going to build an exhibit off this corner here, kind of like bending the path back like this. And that way we can use the exact same zookeeper facilities and we don't have to worry about adding in something else. So first thing we need to do though is determine what animal we're going to get. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's available on the market. And we're going to want to pick an animal that's going to be very popular with the guest, I think. Because we need to still get that money generated up. So obviously, not going to use the warthogs again. We'll go ahead and change that to any species. And we'll just kind of scroll around, see what we got here. See if there's anything that's really gonna... Let's go ahead and do it by animal appeal. Let's do... Well, actually, let's just scroll through and look at them. I was going to filter it out, but I decided, nah, let's just take a peruse around. I don't feel like buffaloes or elephants are quite right for that. I feel like that might be a little bit too large. African dogs are interesting. I kind of like them because they're on theme. Oh, giant tortoises. That's interesting. Giant tortoises. Okay, I think I am going to go with those. Let's check the Zoopedia on them real quick. Just to see, make sure, see, they're vulnerable. They're African too, so they would theme with the warthogs decently. Species data, let's see, I would need 1 male and up to 3 females, so no more than 1 male. There's a bachelor group, so I could have 2 males. We've already got the hay and some of their things unlocked, so it'd be easy to get there. Shed space and others. Okay, I think I'm going to go with those giant tortoises. And the reason I'm pro that is it's going to give me the opportunity to like make a little shack for them, like a little inside hutch that we can kind of hide things in, which is going to be fun. So I think what I'm going to do first is sort of make the hutch independent, float that in, and then we'll build the area around there and bring the pathways to match. Yeah, I feel like, I didn't check how much space these guys need. I feel like they're probably not going to need a lot of space. At least, fingers crossed they won't. 230 meters. Yeah, that's not. 230 meters squared, not very long. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and build a little hutch area. What do I have unlocked here before I commit to that? Because just started the zoo, so I don't know if I've locked anything but the basics. Do I at least have a wooden structure of some type of faux wood I can use? No, instead of scrolling through everything, let's just go into architecture and look for walls. Yeah, I'm starting to learn things. Okay, I do have like that basic cheap bamboo thing that you start with. That's right, the wooden plank walls. What is that? Oh, that's the simple viewing. Those are these little guys. In fact, since we already built with those guys, yeah, let's go ahead and build these again. Okay, I got an idea. I know what I'm going to do, and hopefully everything's going to work out. So, fingers crossed. Let's get going here. On to build mode. Alrighty then, let's see what we're going to do here. I think the first thing we're going to do is smooth out the territory just to make sure. I think it was all flat, but let's just make sure there's no bumps that's going to mess me up seriously. Then we'll go to our construction mode, our construction menu, and pull out these bamboo construction materials. So we're going to make like the little hut for the turtles first. Like we're going to have a small inside area and an outside area. They just kind of, I don't want to make it too big. They are, after all, not that huge a tortoise. Did I say turtles earlier? They're tortoises. I know the difference. So we'll do this a little off center so that exit there is going to be not right in the middle. It's going to be one to the left. And then I'm going to put in these rounded and just kind of make like a little flower bed at the front end there. just so we can snazz it up a bit. I don't know if I'm actually going to put fence down there. Let's go ahead and build one to the side here too, just to give it a little character. And that's sort of the name of the game here, is just try to give this thing a little bit of character. And I'm going to move the whole thing and try to line it up against this fence here, so we can kind of use this fence on both the both our tortoises and our warthog exhibit. So that actually lined up really, really well there. Okay, great, yeah, it's working well. So let's go ahead here and add, and just kind of a straight fence coming out there. This is going to leave like a little triangular gap there between our two exhibits, but that's fine. We're going to leave that there and then kind of go back and fill it in with like bushes and rocks and stuff, just so it creates a sense, even though they're sharing a fence, it'll create the illusion of two completely separate exhibits from the guest area, at least if it's going correct in my mind. Let's round this off a bit. The angle's a little sharper than I wanted. And we'll just leave that there for now. Before we're done, we'll have to put a null fence through. In fact, we might want to just do that right now. Let's go ahead and sort of, whoops. Let's go ahead and just run the fence through the turtle area here, because I want to put a gate in. Why is this fence so small here? Oh, it snapped to the barrier there. So let's go ahead and change the height, because I want a nice high fence towards the back. Okay. And I want to put a gate right here. Like so. There we go. Then we can raise this up so it matches the 4 meters there. Pretty good, pretty good. I think that's the best way to do it. Let me go ahead and grab a small keeper hut too. And we're going to snap this to that same grid, orient it like that, so it just makes the pathway. But I'm actually going to delete that pathway, because I want it to go out straight from there. Whoops. So whoops. I want you on the grid. There we go. Get you on the grid. I'm having a hitbox issue. We might have to cheat this fence back just a smidge. Yeah, we might have to move that back just a smidge. Shoot. Well, I thought it was perfectly, the building was perfectly lined up against that fence, but apparently it's a little bit over according to the game, so we'll have to go ahead and make a little tweak. I think the easiest way to tweak it is going to be just to cheat this fence in just a little bit. Shh, don't tell anybody. Okay, yeah, that made it work perfect. Great. Okay. There we go. And let's go ahead and... How do I want these paths to connect? I guess that might be the easiest way, but I kind of want the path to go around the back side of that small innkeeper hut. Pathways would be the death of me in this game. I'll figure this out. Let me see. What's the best way to do that? I mean, that's pretty good, right? I mean, it doesn't look like an insane person did it. Not necessarily, at least. Okay, review. Put a tall... Yeah, put a tall one there, just to complete the illusion. Okay. So now my plan is to take these higher fences, and in the area that our guests are going to walk by, we're going to lower it down so they can just see over them. Don't think there'll be any problems with turtles. We'll put up a don't feed them sign or something like that so people aren't reaching in. But that should be a pretty easy pathway for us to do here. So let's back this up so it matches. And it's going to be nice. We're probably going to have to put down... Yeah, it's a little too close to the fence there. So what we're probably going to have to do is just put in the pathway here, and then reconnect it to the pathway near our warthogs. It's a little bit off still. Just need to give it enough room that the curve isn't going into that. Yeah. So yeah, the pathways in this game are annoying, but if you're willing to jigger with them and keep working at it, you can actually get really nice looking pathways. So. And I feel like it's getting easier to do them too, as I'm kind of more intuitive now. Okay, so that's pretty good. You got that little gap there, but that's fine because we can put in a little gap there. So we can put in the signage and stuff in that little gap, so it looks like we did it on purpose. Great. Let's go ahead then and go back to our construction. We'll put a floor on the ground, I think. So we'll go ahead and go into this group and just put the floor across here. And so even though it's at an angle, since we aligned it to that same grid, everything should go down fine. We'll looks like it does. Very good. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and add that very small railing to the top here, just so it's at a slightly different height than that sort of doorway box we put in. So it gives it a little bit more character. So I'm just going to raise it up just a little bit, going around the sides here. Here. Do I want to go down this hallway? I mean, I can. You know what? I think it's going to look a little bit better. Let's just go ahead and put it across like that. And then we'll have that little entrance walkway slightly lower. Just, you know, just out of whimsy. Give it a little more interesting look from the outside. Okay. And go ahead now and dress up this zookeeper. This is not going to be a great look. I'll probably end up replacing this later because you can see through the slats in this construction, this wooden construction. So you're going to see that fabricated, put down the door there. You're going to see that fabricated zookeeper hutch, or small zookeeper, whatever they call it, hutch, keeper area, whatever the official name is. You're going to be able to see that through the slats. So later on we might change the kind of wood we're using here, but for now this is what we got. Since I don't want it to be completely cement looking, this is what we're going to go with, like so. Yeah, I would like it more if that pathway went directly across, I think. Yeah, we're gonna have to delete. Oh, there, it kind of lined it up. Let's go one more then. Like, put it on the grid. Oh, I'm getting obstructions. Yeah, the 45 degrees still kind of fight each other. Was it because of that? It's probably because of that fence. All right, well, I'm not gonna keep playing with the fence forever. What I'm going to do instead is let me go ahead and grab this grid, and then I'll extend the pathway off of it. In my mind, this would be working. So let's go ahead and delete. And I'll put down. It's not letting me put it. Here's what I can do. I can just throw that grid down, and then connect like that. Yeah. I'll just get it lined up. And, it's kind of an acute angle there, but we'll get this as straight as I can. There. Yes, that's how I want it. Okay. And that probably didn't matter to anyone else but me, but it's how I wanted it, so I was willing to play with it for a couple of seconds. Not going to hurt anyone, at least. Let's go ahead and grab our giant tortoises. Giant tortoisei. No way of knowing. Okay. So, if I remember correctly, it was like 1 to 4, and it was preferred like 1 male and multiple females, because, you know, reptiles. Fortunately, I don't have great eco bucks to spend, or whatever you call those, so I'm going to have to use the cash. And the cash ones don't look as good. See, this one has low fertility, this one has a low longevity. I think that's the only male I can get, though. So we're going to go ahead and buy that 1 male. And I need a couple of girls. Okay. And nope, you're a boy. I thought I saw girls for cash. There's one. All right. I'll just get those. Okay, good. It's 1 and 2. Okay. So now we've got a simple structure. We've got our tortoises. Let's go ahead and put in that signage like I was talking about earlier. So I'm just going to grab one of these electric signs, and we're going to hang it off of the fence at an angle, like at I don't know, 45 degrees or maybe a little bit more. I'm just going to float it up here, take it to the side, and then if we rotate like that, yeah, that looks about right. Maybe I could put it a little bit lower. Maybe I want to put it up against that post so it looks like that post is holding onto it. Yeah, a little bit lower, a little bit more of an angle. Good, good, good. And slide. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to grab one of these trees. I'm going to use those trees that we used towards the beginning area just to tie it in together. Of course, I didn't check if those were good for our tortoises, but it's not going to kill them to have 1 or 2 trees that are not the same as them. And we can always, if it becomes a serious problem, we can run a invisible fence around that sort of garden box. And that would probably do a good job of keeping them out. Yeah, because if I put a fence around it, it'll think that it's not part of the exhibit. So yeah, if I understand the game mechanics, that's a good plan. Worst comes to worst. Okay. What can I put in here that makes it pop a little bit more? Problem is, none of these plants have really spectacular colors. It's too short, you won't be able to see it. I don't want to go too extreme with the foliage either. Can I film that area? Not really, not unless I want to extend it into the exhibit, right? That's what that would do. Yeah, we'll fill into the exhibit. I think the same thing over here. Yep, okay. Nope, I don't want it. Okay, that's fine. Let's not mess around with it lest we cause more problems than we fix. I'm gonna grab one of these elephant trees. I guess to the little left. We put one in the background of this exhibit here. Okay, let's go ahead and then drop our tortoises in so that we can, well, before I even do that, let's go ahead and change the work zone. Whoops, nope. Okay, I want all of this together. And I note, as I'm doing this, that it doesn't count the tortoise exhibit as an exhibit yet because we haven't closed in the fence. We just put in that gate. So let's go ahead and close it off. I still have a warthog? Whoops. Alright, put you there. And go ahead and put the tortoises in to find out exactly what we need. Oh wait, what? I distracted myself. First I need to get the fences fixed, then I can let the tortoises in. Fortunately the game's paused, so that's not going to cause an issue. So let's get this lined up perfectly with our construction. And we're going to switch to the null fence and just run it through the construction walls. So that way the game will act as if those walls are the fence, essentially. You get what I'm saying. That didn't line up quite right. Okay. We'll have to grab, move, and fiddle. Sometimes you just gotta fiddle a little bit. There we go. Just get you lined up as best we can here. It's at a slightly off angle, it looks like. But if we switch to the null fence, that should make it disappear. So let's select it and switch it over. Yes, perfect. So there is a fence there, you just can't see it, which is perfect. We'll grab the post here from our Invisifence. And I'm going to go ahead and put in like the regular fence now, just so I can see it. And then once I'm sure it's all done, I'll go ahead and re-nullify it out. So I kind of want you to connect to that. Let's see if I can't get you. There we go. It did it. Beautiful. Uh-oh, I actually got rid of my gate. Let's just go ahead and drop. Uh-oh. I think I caused issues for myself there. Let's see what I did. And it's messed up the ground again. Or messed up the pathway again. Nah. So let's go ahead and get everything fixed. Then we'll worry about putting it in. So just delete this so I can see. And I think it's going to be easier to put the barrier in first. Come on. Why is it not? Oh, you know what? It's probably because I put a fence in here, and I bet you it's not quite the right obstruction. So let's go ahead and just delete these fences here. See if we can't put that gate in again. I bet you it works this time. Oh, it's because it's trying to put it into this fence. So bye-bye for a second. Drop the gate in. Hopefully it'll work fine. Yes, now it's working the way we want it to. It's even fixing the pathway as we do this. So gate down. And brings it up to the right height. Change this to a corrugated fence. Just so it kind of looks utilitarian. It's something the guest would be able to see. So I figure that's how it would look. One up to there. That's fine. And then connecting to the warthog fence. Perfect. Turn those invisible. bamboo null fences. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so now we have a completed fence. So the game should register it as an exhibit, and it doesn't look like there's funky walls go around. Alright, so 1 tortoise. Two. Oh, I have 2 boy tortoises. I thought I grabbed 2 girls and a boy. Did not, though. Oopsie. Let's go ahead and unpause the game so those can start coming in, and we'll, I don't know, release the other tortoise, sell the other tortoise. Don't know, we'll figure it out. Oh, I just got a gift. I hit something. One of the goals there, top left. But first, let's go ahead and get this exhibit. Now, because we do have this inside area, the good news is that we can kind of paint that area whatever we want. So I'm going to go ahead. It's got a pretty big need for short grass. And what else? Sand. Sand I want out here. Let's go ahead and make some sandy areas. Just trying to make it look like there's kind of worn out pathways coming out from the shed. And these pathways are going to help us determine where we're going to put our foliage and stuff. Okay, enrichment items. They need enrichment. Let's see, I should have some. I believe we checked earlier. Not for warthogs, but for tortoises. Okay, so they eat off those bamboo poles and they like the sprinkler. Okay, I'm going to put a sprinkler back here. And then let's go ahead and make like a set of bamboo poles. These 3, yeah, 3 up there. And we can drop down one of the side guys. Perfect. Beautiful, beautiful. Do I still like this tree? I don't like the fact that its leaves are poking in there, so let's go ahead and rotate it. Perfect. Alright, most importantly, let's put in our cash receptacles. It's probably better for me to put like 5 of these things down, just so that people will donate as often as possible, considering that I'm in a little bit of a cash crunch here. I don't like it. Let's go ahead and move that. Yeah. Since I'm in a little bit of a cash crunch here, being as early in the game, but aesthetically, it looks so ugly to me to have those donation boxes everywhere, that I kind of try to strike the balance. Thank you for the reward. I'm not 100% sure what it was because I didn't take the time to read it, but I'll take the cash. Just to see if I can put another one of these posts here to make it look like it's holding the sign, but I don't think we can, so I'm not going to worry about it. That was a little touch that I wasn't 100% sold on anyway. Let's grab some of these trees from the front. That's pretty good. It's the right size at least. And then I want a bush. I want a bush to fill in that area. Just kind of disguise. Once again, I'm just trying to make it look like, even though these things share a wall, even though they're clearly connected in just one zookeeper area, we'll make it look to the visitors like they're 2 completely different things. To the point where the goal, I think, is to make it so a person walking through the zoo wouldn't be able to figure out where the sort of back of the house zookeeper areas are. So go ahead and put down as much of these bushes as we can. It's a little too manicured to put down the flowers, I think. So let me grab a rock. Is that the right size? No, too big. That is, that's good. It's a little bit, but I think it works well here. Though you can really tell the difference between the sort of worn down fence that our warthogs are in and the brand new ones we're putting in for our tortoises. Gonna have to hire some maintenance people to keep those up, because apparently they're already wearing down. I've got a maintenance guy somewhere. I'm pretty sure I've hired one. Okay. I think that's the best. Birds of the jungle is what we'll set this speaker to. Just an ambient speaker. But speaking of that speaker, let's go ahead and grab an educational one as well. Set this one to tortoises and kind of take up this whole area. That way our guests are getting some education out of this. Yeah, put a medium food trough. And do they have a little hutch they like? Yeah, okay. I'm going to put that there. I like the look of that because I feel like I've seen those kinds of hutches like in actual tortoise exhibits at actual zoos. So, I'm going to do without water, I guess. Just put a little bowl there. Just a little bowl there. And just one little rock for 2. Perfect. And a couple of those bushes around it. In fact, let's go ahead and put a tree there too. Just one tree like in the middle of it. It's probably more than the tortoises need, but aesthetically it's pretty pleasing. So what else can we do? Because that area in the back's not really filled out. Yeah, I like these more. So let's go ahead and drop these guys, and then we'll delete those smaller plants that just aren't doing it for me. The lobster claw or whatever it's called. Ooh, can I get in here? Yes, perfect. Can I get the lobster claw now? That is the question. Let's move you out and just delete it before we... Ooh, didn't want to take you. Nope. Oh, I accidentally snapped it to the grid. Where is edit? Split you off. Okay, now you're your own independent grass twig small tree thing once again. Beautiful. Yes, much better. You can really see it. Okay, I think we need to do... What else do we need to do? We need to do the inside of our... fill this in here. I'm going to put these in here just to give it a little bit more character so it doesn't look like there's nothing behind it. I like that. That's a nice little touch. Okay, those were the perfect height too. I'm going to have to remember those as I continue to work on this too. Let's move you out. But let's do the inside of the exhibit now. So what I want to do is make sure there's a shelter, food and water in here. That way the tortoises are encouraged to go in and out as they pick up those different items. I'm also kind of want to put in like a fake cage area. In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and just add off a fence from this corner here, and we'll use it like that. Just put a chain link fence, just kind of stick it in there. And then, nope, that's too big. Still too big, I think. Yeah, still too big. Let's go with the, oops. Yeah, okay. What I'm going to do is put a roof in here. I'm going to put in a slightly not to the complete height of our not the complete height of our inside, of our turtle paddock, of our tortoise paddock. And put that there. That's about me. Why you no snap to grid, sir? D-May, why you no snap to grid? There we go. Okay, yeah, so I'll put a row of those. And then I'll put an actual roof across the top, flush with the lip of the ring. I need to put another one in that. Oh, poor little turtle there. He's stuck in the corner. Let's move you out here. I keep calling them turtles. They're tortoises. They're land-based, not water-based. Ah. Habitat. Oh, whoops. We forgot to set our work zone. Because if you remember earlier, this was not complete, so we could select it. So there we go. We'll go ahead and add that. So that'll be work zone 1. Go ahead and make a work zone 2 here. That's just the front guest area. So that way, if I need to buy extra vendors, I can just assign them to that area. In fact, let's just go ahead. Make sure all of our vendors are assigned to it. So that way they're not wandering around. That's probably going to make them mad, though, because they don't have a staff area. I'll have to go back and fix that up a little bit. But let's finish up with our turtles here. So I'm going to get the small exhibit, or small habitat touch. And just going to float it in here. Back right. Back right into the corner. Perfect. Now grab some food and some water. Get you off the grid, too. Okay. You got stuck there too. Oh, I know what's going on. It's because when they deliver the animals to the habitat, they just deliver them right outside the gate door. So let's go ahead then and get this done. I'm going to put this in, and then I'm actually... Whoops. Do I like that? Nope. Yeah, let's go ahead and put the roof on. I feel confident enough. I'm trying to do the roofs last because otherwise you have to, zoom into them to do any further inside exhibits. I need to figure out how to make like a ladder I guess an easy way to do the lab would just be to put in like a one of the keeper huts on the inside of this. That would make it look like a lab. Okay, I have some things to think about. I'll have to try it out myself, or at least look around the YouTube, see if other people have figured out ways to make sort of indoor lab areas for our zookeepers. But for now, I forgot to lower this. So let's go ahead and edit it. And the floor is like one step up, so I'm going to go ahead and just make it flush with the ground. So that way it's flush with the door, and it looks like you go through the door at floor level, and then you take a step up to get to where the turtles are. Tortoises! Ugh. Welcome to the episode in which the word turtle loses all meaning. Alright, go ahead and raise these guys up to the lip. And I'm going to put these, even though I'm going to put the roof, I'm going to put that same wooden roof on top, I went ahead and put the corrugated ones just so when you're inside, it looks like an actual roof. So if you're inside looking up, you're not seeing the cracks and the slots looking up into the sky. There we go. At least that's the theory. We'll have to zoom in and enhance afterwards to figure out if it worked. I do see it gave me kind of a little lip on the backside, but I don't mind that. If it really bothered me, what you can do is take those back wooden panels and just shift them slightly towards you. While we're doing this, let's go ahead and do a little update to the warthog. Just to kind of tie it in. Instead of having two random pieces of fence there to kind of mark where the zookeepers come in, we'll go ahead and make an actual like a little constructed thing. I'm not 100% sold on that. I'm not sure I'm going to keep it, but for now, that's what's there. Okay. After all, we're here to fix this. I don't like the lip on this side. Let's go ahead and fix that. Slide these guys slightly in. You know what we can do is we can just delete that because they're over where the slightly lower ceiling is for the turtles. Tortoises. Ugh. It's over where that slightly lower ceiling is, so if you're inside and looking up, you're still just going to see that sort of standardized metal slab. Let's go ahead and rename this. Tortoise. Oh, fix that caps lock. Tortoise inside. I know how to do this. There we go. Okay, tortoise inside. Maybe I should save that as a blueprint. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you want me to like save my little buildings as blueprints and post them on the Steam server. I can do that. All right, here we are for the walkthrough. Sorry for that sudden abrupt thing, but I just felt like it was time to finish up because I didn't see anything else to do. But let's go ahead and take a look around. You can see that our tortoises are doing really good. Off camera, I did find I sold the extra male tortoise, and then I found a second female tortoise we could purchase. So we do have a population of 1 male and 2 females. And you can see the guests are already lining up pretty happy. Nobody's donating yet, which is a bit of a problem. But if you look at the bottom left there, you can see that our zoo is currently at a monetarily we have 13,000, which is up from like 7,000 or so when we were done building. So even if the tortoises for some reason are not getting direct contributions, they are definitely bringing more and more people into the zoo, and it's been a financial windfall for us. So pretty good, pretty happy with that. People seem to be enjoying walking down this one pathway. Let's see here. I'm going to show you from the back side what it looks like to go into our tortoise exhibit. So you can see, yeah, we're going to have to change from that wood. It just looks kind of funky that you can see the cement below it, or past it, or you know what I mean. But anyway, if we go through these doors, and these are just scenery doors, they don't actually do anything. You can just pass through them, and so can our zookeepers. But this is an actual gate door, so that one they can have to open. They can walk in here. See, in here, there's a little inside area for our tortoises. nailed it. First try. I'm perfectly happy with that. I wish there was like a little faux gate we could use, like that faux door. I guess we could put the doors there, since they don't like affect anything. But it wouldn't look right. I would want to be able to see through. Anyway, let's go out here. You can see that the, I think that's the boy tortoise munching on the shish kebabs. Yes. Yeah, I think so. Anyway, that's pretty good. I believe the two females are kind of chilling in the shade. But we know that the zookeepers can get in and out. We know that the tortoises are happy, and we know that our guests are happy. And more importantly, I like the way it looks, and we're making a profit for our zoo. So I'm going to call this a successful venture. I hope that you liked it as much as I liked it. If you did, you can click that like button down below. If you noticed, I mentioned the word like a few times, just as a hint to you. I will also mention the word subscribe and bell thingy, icon, notification thing. So, you know, those are all things you can click, and clicking things is just fun, so I'd recommend it. Other than that, this is Zoo Tycoon or Steve saying goodbye!